Well, hello there, everybody. How are y'all doing? Good to see you again. It has been quite a while, and that's all I can say. Um, wow. But let me just say, favor upon all of us. I speak it over us. It works even when we have challenges. And hey,
Yes.
listen, if you want to be a star athlete in this game of life, you got to understand you're going to be tested, and Trina, any athlete will tell you that you can't rest on the laurels. You got to constantly push yourself. And so, anyway, nothing missing, nothing broken. And I just want to say thank you all so much for the thoughts, the prayers, the well wishes. There was a period of time, got a little dicey. We'll talk a little bit about that, but let you know that I just, I couldn't answer the email. I couldn't sit up. That was the other problem. But just a big love to all of you, Gaia. And hey, there is Ryder. How are you, brother?
Hi,
Uh,
Ryder.
Good to
Hi,
see you.
Gaia.
We're going to get him on. Linda and Gilbert, thank you, brother. I mean, there, all of y'all were just so many. Um, you really find out who your friends are. And yeah, got a few of them here. So
Yeah.
thank you again. You can probably still hear my voice, but it's a lot better than it was. So, uh, Trina, how are you? We haven't gotten together in literally a month.
I know.
Been a whole
I
month.
missed you so much. Oh my
Yeah, same
goodness.
here. I
It's
just,
yeah. And I was ambushing you in your sleep. I was working, meditating on you. I'm like, not having it. Come on.
uh,
Healing soldiers on guard.
mm. Well, it's a great weight loss plan. I lost 22 pounds in the process.
What a
So,
way. Oh.
yeah, man, there are so many good people in here. Kent says I'm retired now. Well, good. Red Honey, how are you doing? I've got a bad cough now too. Day 7. Yeah,
It's going
see?
around.
Yeah, whatever the hell this thing is, I don't know, but I can tell you it sucked. It is not an experience I really care to do it again. So, oh, by the way, everyone, hey, Susie Q, good to see you. Much love to you. Robert Scott, hello, brother. Gilzar and Nancy, good to see you. Hello, Nina, good to see you. I saw Robert and, Scotty Boys in here and Lost in Space and so many of y'all. So, sending you
Yeah.
big love. And, but normally Jennifer would be with us, but today is Theo's first day of school.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of like a big deal in his life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
got to keep that ocean calm.
so mom went with son and Jennifer, we love you, Jenny, and
Yeah.
Theo, we send you high fives and
Absolutely.
hope
Go
know
get
you're
it,
gonna have
buddy.
just thrive. That's all I gotta
Shine
say.
your light
Thrive.
because you
Thrive.
are a force of light.
Yeah.
Oh my, that child. Woo!
Be good to see
Oh,
you, Goddess Sabine. There's so many good people off the hook.
hi,
Hello.
everyone.
So good to see you.
Mm.
So Trina, how you been since the last month that we got together?
I have been good. Like I said, focusing a lot of my energy on your wellness. And
I
this
appreciate
world
that.
that
Thank you.
we're going through some challenges. It's getting
Yeah,
more intense every day. So there's just so much going on, and there's a lot happening energetically. And it does really truly feel like we've entered the birth canal. So
it's
get ready.
interesting. As you and I spoke, there was at one point where the fever had just persisted so long, it was hitting 104.8. And when the body gets into that type of situation, um, it's true. I mean, you can begin to hallucinate. Um, Depending, I think, on where one stands inside, whether you want to call it spiritually or whatever, it the body just begins to shut down, and the the spirits are able to talk to you. It's about the best thing I know how to describe it. And
Yes.
I was telling you when I was finally strong enough to actually text. Can you believe this? I mean, I was just that freaking weak.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I told you about, and I believe that it was an actual event. I've been there before,
Yeah.
and I call it the bridge. Others may have different terms for it, but it is literally a bridge. And the bridge basically is the connection point between this realm and the next realm. And I was walking with the specter of death.
Mm.
Death doesn't scare me. I mean, I look at death now in a perspective that without death, we don't have the cycle of life. And they walk hand in hand. And you know, what death is and what there, we get into those discussions, but I distinctly remember my spirit guide being there. And I have been there before, Trina, and
Mhm.
I could never see over the bridge. It was always distorted. It was, you could describe it as a potential mist. I don't know. A fog could be. I could never see it. This time was different. You know, I actually saw my family. Now, I never been very close is with the family, but I was quite surprised to actually see my mother. And it was very odd because, as I was telling you, I was seeing um, one person I did not expect. I mean, it wasn't even in my reality, was was Carla
Yeah.
from over in Norway. And
Yeah.
that's been 5 years, you know,
Yes.
she but and so that was a very strange encounter. And it was as if these people could see me and I could see them, but it wasn't like they were waiting. They were just carrying on.
Yeah.
So it was very you know, interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't it beautiful
It
how they
is.
carry on?
I was telling you that the visit was and I knew I was really sick, but several distinct memories. I remember extending my hand out, and there's a vibration within each of us. And I don't know how to say this, if it's a membrane, if it's part of a firmament, but when I touched it, and each of us, you'll see it for yourself when you pass over or have a close experience. Um, it's you. And the universe responds to, and here's
Your
what blew,
vibration.
yeah, yeah, and
Yes. Yeah.
it
It's
just
such
blew
a
my mind.
unique,
It
you're
is
such a
unique.
unique frequency, Wayne.
We
There's
all
no
are.
one like you. Yeah,
Well,
that's what I
that's
do. There's
true.
no
Yeah,
one
there
like
is no
you.
one. And it responded back, and I was telling you, I can't describe the colors. I mean, they were just wow. I mean, I knew I was close. I knew I was close, but the specter of death, and I remember it putting its hand on my shoulder. I remember that. And said the appointed time had not yet arrived, but that I was given a preview of that which awaits me.
I love that.
Yeah.
I
And,
love it.
you know, woke back up on the couch, just, and thank goodness I have one of the best soulmates, Lynn. And the bonus always being she's a nurse. So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I told her, I said, you know, when I married you, in fact, this coming Monday, we'll be celebrating 13 years of marriage, almost 15 years together. So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah. So anyway, it was quite an experience. It was very real. It was and like I said, this was different. There was there was no mist this time. It was very clear. And the thing is, as I text you, I said the thing that, hey Rick, what's up, brother? Fight so many good people. Um, that I don't know if each of us have our own bridge, our own way of which we um make the transition, but there was no one else on this bridge.
Hmm.
No one else. And it's like it awaits for you, your energy, and I have no doubt of this, that once you start crossing over, you can't come back, and that bridge goes away. And that's the break between the two realms. And like I said, it was just anyway.
Yeah, I think that's the whole concept of the arcs. We can arc our energy across these bridges and connect, but it's just a temporary situation. But as we arc together, we connect together. It was so beautiful when you said how Carla showed up. And that was
Yeah.
not even in your consciousness that that would happen. And remember, Wayne, when I was telling you about the treasures in heaven?
Mm-hmm.
That's why she was there. You helped her so much, and her gratitude. That's why her gratitude, she will show up. And it's beautiful
I
confirmation.
yeah, saw I told you I saw Brian. He was wearing that
Yeah.
funky hat of his. I mean, and he didn't say a damn word to me. You know,
He
he just
doesn't
kind of
have a
grinned, but
lot.
he had
And he
that
just
hat on.
smiles. Yeah.
Uh and it was, kind of strange, but seeing my mother
Well,
once. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Exactly that hat right there. That
we
is the
gotta have the
hat.
Milky Way hat. It's yeah.
Yeah, and it was and just, yeah, it was just very, very.
Mm.
Someone said there is a book called The Rainbow Bridge. I'll have to read that. Uh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't
There's
even
so much wisdom about the rainbow bridges. I mean, there's so much different language for the same thing. But you know how you said that you felt a membrane of your own frequency?
I
That
remember that.
is,
It
yeah,
just
that's the connection to those rays of light. And you literally travel in your own fields of resonance. It's so beautiful what they've shown me with that. And I've been to that bridge, Wayne, when I was 22 and I was in renal failure. I knew I was going to die. I don't know how I survived, but they laugh now. They say, I tried so hard not to come into this lifetime. And they were like, thanks for fighting so hard to stay here. I was like, wow, snap. You're right.
and each of us in the interactions, this group, how over the decade it's grown, and there's an intimacy within the core group of this group. And wow, it does. It carries over um, beyond just that which we call the realm of the living. It's just
Yeah.
and I just want to just encourage all of you. It's some people said, but it's these are the memories we're making right now. And as we all individually make that transition when the time is up, as the specter of death told me, I still remember that. He said, you know, that time has not arrived, but you're allowed to see that which is yet to come. And just yeah. By the way,
That's amazing.
in my spirit, this spirit of the specter of death is what I called it, the spirit of death, whatever. But
Mhm.
that damn thing is tall.
Yeah.
No shit, folks. This damn
Yeah.
thing is at least 8 feet tall. I mean,
Didn't you notice the protective quality of it too?
I
Like,
was not afraid.
Well, yeah, and it like it literally, it's gonna take you where you need to go. I
Yeah.
felt that presence too. It's a powerful thing.
Yeah.
Powerful, powerful, but
I mean,
calming, strong. You don't feel any fear.
no,
And that was
no.
just so funny. Your conversation, like it's not your time. My conversation was, you literally are on a line and it can go either way because my body was so
Mm-hmm.
fragile. So
Yeah.
they were like, we don't know. This is really going to be up to your will. And that's why I said, well, then if it's up to me, oh, so be it. I will survive this. And I fought with everything I had. But wow, wow, Wayne.
It takes so much energy here. I mean, I was
Yes.
crying. Lynn was coming in and I told her because it was so fresh and it was
Mhm.
as if it was real. But the thing that I distinctly remember moving back into my body was this realm is so dense. It is, there's
It
beauty
hurts.
here, but it's muted. And you know what I felt like at times? I just felt like I was almost ready just to stop the
Go.
struggle. Yeah. It's kind of maybe that's why, I know what the spirit told me, but I can tell you, yeah, yeah, this is,
Go.
folks, we're in a battle here, and
Yeah.
each of us are in our own
Mhm.
way. And believe it or not, this group is connected spiritually. And I have no doubt that the time that we've entered, that was the other thing, by the way, is that I distinctly had this sense that things have changed in this realm. I mean, this realm, I think we all have heard about it, but it's effectively changing us now. So anyway,
In a
red
big way.
herring, um, so many great people.
I think we're going through the biggest transition of this whole like since we went through the 1920s. I think we're back in a similar, reset situation where things are really shifting in
Yeah,
so many directions. And this one feels to me even bigger than that one. So this is going to be very very shifting. It's going to be a requirement to bring back all of the things of the past and integrate with all the things that we've currently learned and assimilated into our wisdom banks and how to merge those together in a harmonious way. So it's
yeah,
going to be
yeah,
challenging.
yeah. And it's this choice. Hello, Chloe, and I see Ginger. So many, Shirley, good to see you.
Off
Um,
the hook.
just wonderful people. I mean, that's all I have to say.
I
Um,
see Chloe. Yeah.
Lady Ellie, good to see you. Got the doctors in the house. The
Nina.
Roaring Twenties. Isn't that true? How they called that the? Hey, Steve, good to see you.
Yeah.
But you're right. And I think that we've entered into a time that the certainty principle is out the window. There is
Yeah.
so much in uncertainty,
Hmm.
and it's God, I tell you, it's hard for me at times to distinguish that visit, the vision, whatever, because you know, you and I say this from my spirit, it would have been just as easy just to walk across the bridge. They wouldn't let me. This the spirit, the specter of death, if that wasn't going to happen. But
And you know who he's listening to? He's listening to your soul. Your soul's like, nope, not done yet. Keep them here. That's who's giving that
yeah,
order. Your soul, your higher self is literally saying no. And my soul apparently wanted to stay too. And it was, I had to really try hard way and I almost didn't do it. So, it was really, it was a choice. And it was the choice of my soul, I think, more than me. But my soul gave me that strength I needed because without that little extra bump, I don't know.
as we were talking, the other thing I remember, I was barefooted.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. Many times, I wear sandals, but and it was, God, it was just I knew it happened as I told Lynn, that I said I'd visited the bridge, and she knew almost instinctively. She says, "Well, I'm glad you decided to fight fight it out," And I couldn't have left her here anyway. I mean, that would have just been rude. So
It would
she
have
probably
just
gone
been
over there and
rude. I love
yeah.
it.
It's like,
Oh
Shirley
my
says, my
God.
children keep me grounded and tethered. Yeah, I bet they do. Hi, Paul Joe. Good to see
You
you.
know what's so
Mm.
funny, Wayne? I just keep hearing. I have this beautiful card deck that Brian gave me, and Grandpa Brian, not Barnett.
Okay.
And so I got just, just two Brians. So I keep
By the
hearing,
way, hello, Grandpa. Good to see you.
yes, I keep hearing, Wayne, you have now become a realm bridger.
Hmm.
You are now a realm bridger. You've been to both realms consciously in your third dimensional consciousness. So now you can, you're a vibrational key to the bridge.
Hmm.
And now that you actually consciously have the frequency vibration of that, the in between, you literally you have a GPS location. Boom, you can go there anytime you want. So now you've been given a key as a realm bridger because you know how to sit between the two, but communicate with both.
Wow.
Realm bridger.
Hmm.
Yeah. Hmm.
I just know I was kind of an emotional wreck because it's like I told you. It's just, wow. I mean, it's so intense. It really
It's
is.
the
You just,
colors,
yeah,
the
yeah.
way that you feel so emotionally connected. It's so much stronger. It's so much more real than here. Like you said, the colors, the
Hmm.
I so understand when you were saying that. I was like, a couple times I went over to the other side too, and I got to actually go to the place I went before I came here. And what an existence. And that's, and they showed me that so I could understand why I had such a resistance to come into the physical body because it hurt. It
Yeah,
hurt
I
my
can see that.
spirit. Yeah, it hurt me. It hurt me. And I was like, I can't, no, no, can't do this. It's too intense. It's too dense. Like the crushing of my spirit to get into this little body. Oh, it was really rough. It really hurt. So when you were saying how dense this is, I'm like, oh, yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
dense.
Oh,
Off the
yeah.
hook says, what's changed? I can tell
Mm.
you for myself, it's very strange. God, it's sometimes difficult to put into words, but there has been an anticipated change in this realm for millennia, and we're there. And as it begins to unfold, um, you'll recognize it. You'll sense it, and it's that we're there, folks. It in the spirit realm, it was almost like they were. I remember my mother just and listen, I was not close to my mother when, she was here, but she seemed to be very interested. And my point is that they can see this realm where we can't always see them, but they can see us.
That's why they don't
And
miss us.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and that was the thing that I got was that they know. They know that something very this is big. I mean, this is the thing that I don't know how humanity comes out of it, but I know we're going to go through it. And we're in the beginning stages of that. And that's what I was telling Lynn. So we were laying in, I was still dealing with the fever. Um, I said, they know. I said, that they're, that you've seen it in virtually every religion. You see it in philosophy. You see that there's this thing of change. Plato wrote about it.
Yes.
Um, then you got the new religions of the world, and all of them contain this. And even in what I call the spiritual cultures, they wrote about this time. And I think that for myself, it's been misinterpreted by those who have no understanding of this connection to this other realm.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And and
Yeah.
and
Full on. Yeah.
so we're here. I mean, we're seeing it. And I don't know, folks, and Trina, I could be completely wrong on this, but so many of us here that I know, and I sense it in my spirit, is we were meant to come together. We were meant for this time. And that time is going to come where we're not going to be able to come together, but we'll be able to do it in such a manner that we'll have our own meetings.
We already do. And you are always serving tea.
Oh, now that's cool.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just the
Uh,
coolest. It's so
uh,
funny. It
hey,
almost
Mary
reminds me of
Wins.
the Mad Hatter scene, where there's different energies, different spiritual beings, but we're the different soul tribes when they come. And then every time new people show up, you show up with the tea. You're like, well, let me get you some tea. I see glimpses of this.
Oh,
So I think we're already doing
oh,
it, guys. I really
yeah,
do.
yeah,
Because our
yeah,
soul, like you said, there's a part of us that never leaves there.
yeah.
So, and I think we did all agree to come here and find each other. Remember, I told you I felt like I was missing my life's purpose until I connected with this tribe,
Mm,
and it made everything feel better. I was like, I finally found my people, and it
yeah.
was the greatest relief. It was
I
profound.
can't every time, and I can't get it. I can't get her out of with Carla. I mean, I was shocked. I mean, in the spirit, I was shocked. I mean, it was like, wow. Well, but I have no doubt that this group has helped so many, those whom we'll never even know,
Yes,
that they resonate when they see us.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Um,
think it's Off the Hook's birthday. Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday, Off the Hook. Good to enjoy it.
That's
That's what I got to
amazing. Yeah.
say.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Twisted Miss says you're late for tea.
Right?
I love that movie, by the way.
Yeah, and
Robert
Off the
Scott
Hook just
says,
said, wow, Carla.
Wayne, your voice changed. Sing for the day with it. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I do sing, but yeah, a lot of things. Scotty Boy says I take vodka in my tea.
Well, right on.
Hey, listen, I completely dig that. Fractal Builder, have you heard the news story about the paranormal activity happening when a UFO passes over? It's interesting because I'm actually gonna do a show on the fact that we call this the paranormal, but actually it's the normal now. I mean,
Yeah.
I told you before in when I was, really into the ministry, that one of the things that when I used to read the scripture, it was almost like you were there. It would transport you, your imagination does that. But we forget that there was this document that was written that witnesses said that the graves had birthed open, that people were carrying their bodies, which meant that they were in the spirit and they had the ability to physically carry their bodies. I think that that was just the beginning of the opening of the door. And people think that the door has been shut. The door never finished opening, folks. And I think that the UFOs and if you want to call it the paranormal, they're one and the same. And that this door, uh, because we say, well, 2,000, 3,000 years, you know, if you got a prophecy or something was going to happen, it would happen. No, I mean, it could take that door several thousand years, Trina, to fully open up. And I believe it is now fully opened. I think that we're about to witness a time where we're going to actually, there's going to be news stories on different events, but all of a sudden you're going to start seeing specters. You're going to start seeing things that people are going to be witnessing on their televisions saying, no, 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 that can't be true. That cannot be true, for this is beyond that which we call normal. And we're going to see this time, and it is going to absolutely shake to the core of the foundation of humanity's consciousness.
Absolutely.
Many of us have been prepared for this through our walks and our lives, our travels. But for the vast majority of the world today, particularly those younger generations, they're not prepared for what's really about. They've been programmed. But
They
when
have
reality,
been. Yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah.
the video games is going to save them because they're just going to be like, "Oh my God, I'm in a video game." So that might be how they bridge it in their consciousness because they have had all these supernatural powers and experiences through the video games they play. So actually they might integrate it faster than people our age
Be
do.
interesting to see how that, because the thing with the video games is that it's predicated on violence, violence and death. I mean,
Correct.
that's that. I don't know that realm, but there's millions that do. So you're right. That has to have an influence.
Yes, and they've been trying to put it into darkness. So the
Mm.
focus has been to the killing, the violence, the black magic, all the different stuff that they're promoting. But the ones that see the power that they truly have in their own being, and they're going to choose whether they think they need to gain power from something outside of themselves. But the true wizards are going to understand, no, it's all from within.
Yeah.
And that's your consciousness shift that allowed you to see across that bridge. Because the first time you went, you were still about the outside of you, God. But now you've
That was
gone
back in the 90s,
inside.
the first time I
Yeah.
went to that place. And quite frankly, I was more afraid of the fact of actual dying, and this time,
Right.
this spirit, folks, and I wish I could just bring you into my spirit. It was literally 8 freaking feet tall. I remember this thing, and as I looked back, it's interesting because it's wow, its physical presence is a blending. I mean, it's as I'm trying to put it in words, it was almost kind of like a watery type thing, but it was real. And I'll tell you what,
I
and it
love
put
the
its
word.
hand. What's that?
I love the word you're using, membrane. That
Yeah.
feels to me like the most word accurate I could use too. The watery substance between the dimensions. There is a membrane.
Yeah.
I love that. And think about it too. Membrane, consciousness,
True. True.
water,
Yeah.
brain. Mem means water, water
Yeah.
brain. It's the new consciousness you're entering into through a water, different
Wow.
water.
But
Yeah.
it has a very distinct hand. I got to tell you what, it didn't feel cold. It didn't feel threatening. I just remember, and
Yeah.
wow, my spirit guide was standing right there watching this. And I don't know, I wrote it down because I hadn't, it was more of a friend, the specter. I knew it was death.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
it
don't,
didn't.
that's why they say don't fear the
Yeah.
Reaper. For
Yeah.
real.
Great
You
song,
met
by the
the
way.
Reaper. Yeah, you don't fear the
People
Reaper
don't
now.
be. Guy that
That's
says
right.
birth. Yeah.
Once you entertain a visit with the Reapers, you know not to fear the Reapers. They're
Yeah.
not there to hurt you. They're there to make sure you get where you're supposed to go.
Yeah. The other thing I'd like to share on that visit, I remember this place. It's a physical place, but I remember looking up into the heavens, and it it was this. There were huge planets.
Yeah.
There were, you could see them. And I just was slack jaw, just looking at this going, wow, the colors, it was again,
And to say the beauty, it's you can't, oh, it's so hard to put into words, right? You're
yeah,
like, where's the words for this? There's no word for this color. There's no word for the glowing and the emanation and the life consciousness you feel pouring out of it. That we just, it's different here than there. Way different.
back builder said, did he look like a shadow person? It's like seeing liquid water in a physical form, but it's not the physicality that
Right.
that I saw it. And this, I know this sounds really weird, but it in fact had a black hood.
Yeah.
It
It's
did. It
what
was
I
a
saw
robe.
too.
It was a robe.
I saw a cloaked figure
Yeah, it was a
with a
robe.
black hood,
Yeah,
and it scared me when I first sensed it and saw it, and it was like you have nothing to fear of me.
yeah, it
And
was.
I was like, okay. And I was too weak anyways. When you're
Yeah,
that weak,
it's true. It's
yeah, you're
true.
like, oh, whatever.
The thing that and I meditate this, I sometimes wake up in the middle of the night. It had the sweetest voice. It did.
A comfort,
Yeah, it was, I felt there was an empathy.
compassion.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's the only thing I know how to say, folks. And each of you will have your own experience, but yeah, I'm still sometimes I just want to at times tears just to see my mom.
Yeah. Yeah. And now you know you're never apart. And even though you still miss her physical, but now
I never knew her that well. I mean,
right. But now
my
you
memory of
know.
my mother was at the age of 8, her putting me into a mental hospital, which, by the way,
Mm,
was one of the fucking best experiences. I loved it. But you know, I, I truly did. I mean, I was hungry. We were starving as kids, and this place was great. It was right here in St. Louis in Barnes Hospital, Jewish Hospital is where it
mm,
was. And they had a dessert tray every night at 8 o'clock. I mean, how freaking cool is that for me as a kid? It was like, oh yeah, I'll take
right.
that.
Right.
Yeah, and
Oh,
it was just very odd to see her. And again, Carla was one who I was not expecting to see. So, and all of you sharing that, I got to tell you, she's happy. She is
I
really
send so
happy.
much love and gratitude to her at all of it. It's beautiful and it's amazing. And it's such beautiful confirmation for the work that we've done together.
Yeah, yeah. Don't get discouraged, folks. I mean, it can look like just a crap sandwich. But let me tell you what, we have such a great crowd of witnesses, and they're cheering us on. They really are. And eventually, thank you. Thank you. I want to say this to this group. Trina, I wrote it to you in the text. There are many of us here. We're in training as spirit guides.
Yeah.
When you finish, whatever your purpose here is, many of you will graduate to become spirit guides for other spirits, other souls.
Yes.
And to be a spirit guide is one of the highest honors
Yeah.
that the other side has to offer. But I wanted to distinctly say that to many of you. You're in training. So no matter how difficult the road has been, no matter how many disappointments, folks, it's all right because you'll draw upon those experiences to help another spirit, another soul.
Yes.
I
We
love all
came here.
it's true, folks.
Oh,
Anyway,
yes. We have to suffer through the challenges, extreme, and as all of us as a collective, between all of us in this group, we probably are hitting the levels of within this specific group of individuals that we've gathered together between us all. We may have experienced the majority of the experiences that there are to have on this planet. So that's our collective wisdom.
Yeah.
It's because of all of you with your wisdom and the wisdom I have, the wisdom you have, Wayne. All of us have different parts of that connection. And that is the gift. And to be a guide, you're right. It's very challenging to get to be chosen to be a guide. And the only reason you do that is if you can go through the hard stuff here. And so that way you have compassion and you can guide the people that are doing it because you've walked a similar road, or through your soul tribe or your soul family, you have their wisdom to behold upon them to help them navigate this situation. And they keep saying, you're the realm bridgers. The spirit
Yeah.
guides have to be the realm bridgers because before you can get to be a spirit guide, you have to connect the realms in the physical world so you can understand how difficult that is, because you don't want to get frustrated as their spirit guide because sometimes it's very hard to communicate with your humans.
Oh, so true. Oh, the vision quest is real, Robert says. Flight risk, thank you as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it is.
yes.
And we get so caught up in this thing, but it is so true. I'm drawn to the movie with Ghost, when Sam Patrick Swayze,
Yes.
when he said, you carry that love.
You take the love with
You
you.
do.
Yes.
And I mean, it is.
It's a whole different set of soup when you dive into the bowl, right? Instead of looking at it on the counter, when you dive in, you're like, oh, it changes you. It changes you, and there's no undoing what has been done. I have to read this to you because they keep saying, read this to the soul tribe. And this is specifically for you, Wayne. You are the realm bridger.
Wow. That,
Isn't
that,
that funny? I see
yes,
Jenny in that card too. It looks like Jenny.
it does look like Jenny.
It
It
just reminds
does.
me of her frequency. It's like, see, the left hand is extended to the spirit receiving, and the right hand is holding the earth in her hand, spiraling the energy to and fro. So the realm bridger are visionaries, the architects of the future. The information from the other realms allows the bridging, the seen with the unseen, the inspiration, the seeding of a new earth, traversing different states of consciousness and birthing ideas from the subtle reality and journeying. It says, have you ever felt that there was more than what just meets the eye in the perception we call reality? There is more going on behind the scenes. Do you ever glimpse beyond your physical senses and wonder if what they perceive is just the tip of the iceberg? Do you ever get visions or insights just as you are falling off to sleep? Do you dream in colors that are more vibrant than you have ever experienced in waking life? As you raise your vibration and explore the different states of consciousness, you may experience phenomena that you may have believed only happens in fantasy stories. Through meditation, journeying, and near-death experiences and OBEs, we invite a greater awareness of the subtle realities into our current. These realms can be amazing places to bring through pioneering new ideas, creativity, and to explore the edges of the universe. This card is about bringing the seen and the unseen intuitively. Painting is a method of connection and the ability to crystallize the normal, intangible. It can be manifested in a myriad of ways, but anchoring the dream into this reality, connecting the seen to the unseen, the collective dreaming for a future that is not yet as far out of reach as we may think. Just as water changes from solids to gas to liquid, we can catch the intangible in other forms. Metaphors, codes, or even math can form a new path for the visionary. Once these visions are in the mind and the hearts of many, it will merge into the matter. These blueprints then go into the architects, and the ideas become manifest. It is time to dream outside the box. It is time for the inventors, the artists, the poets, the visionary leaders to step forward and collectively dream the new future.
Hmm. Hmm. That
That, that is
wow.
why we are here, my friends.
So Robert Scott, just to address one to you. So when I had this visit, the next night I was talking to God. But I was talking to God, and this is what I was apparently talking in my sleep, according to Lynn. I was talking quantum consciousness.
Oh, crap.
And God was telling me how the fabric of atoms and their structure and how their structures from electrons to neutrons to positrons on this, that consciousness, wow, it it creates the atoms of this reality. And then it started getting into some things that it's like Greek to me. I mean, I was seeing fucking equations.
Yes.
In fact, I was looking at a trilateral. I can see it now, this triangle, but the triangle had in any way. So
The
that's
angles of
just how
light that
sick I
burst
was.
forth. The angles of
Talking to God about quantum reality, it was quantum consciousness because I was
He was
asking,
showing you how to restructure the atomic field, literally. He's
I
showing you how
mean,
to
it was
restructure the
weird.
atoms. That's
So
amazing. That's
reality, Trina, it's this three-dimensional cube.
yes, but it's all
And
coming from the pyramid.
it was so freaking weird. I mean, it was, and again, my spirit was rejoicing because consciousness has always been a big deal for me. How does consciousness exist? Does consciousness require intelligence? And what I found out when God, and I don't use God in a masculine or a feminine, it was just God.
That
And
thing, right?
yeah, it was just,
That thing.
and I felt like I was in kindergarten listening
Yes,
to your first year of calculus. You know, it's like,
but 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 there's a part of you that understands it,
oh, I
right?
did. Part of it
That's
I
what I
did.
mean.
Yeah.
And it's hard to put it into language,
You
but
know,
there's a knowing inside of you. So Wayne, they're showing you that you collapse matter when you integrate those equations. So the pyramid is the fire that creates the matter. They're quantumly showing you how to shift matter through the power of your trinity, the power of your triangle, emanating different arcs of light into this universe through the sun logos. They're showing you how to consciously direct it. Realm bridger, bringing the unseen into the seen realms seamlessly. Architect, you are now an architect. You will be a master builder. Master builder.
so I'm going to try
Master
to show
builder.
everyone what I saw. So
That's so
in
awesome.
this is what consciousness, this realm is. And
Yes.
it's within this that all your vibration alters this.
Yes.
And you create the atoms, you create the photons, and it's all within this. That's what I saw. I was
That's it.
remember I was it was it's almost like I was swimming through it, but it's just anyway. So Getting that sick messes with your mind, man. That's all I got to tell you.
Oh, but in such a good way, in such a good way. I
Yeah,
wouldn't give back my walk with that for all the tea in China. It was my greatest transformation of my life. And I've never been able to see life the same since I
yeah,
walked so close into the death realm. And like you said, when you start to really face your death, really strange things do happen to the consciousness. And then you come to a place of peace and you're okay with it. And it's so
yeah.
wonderful because, as I connect to Carla, she had the same knowing that I did. She was like, and she knew her body couldn't do it. And and I knew that I was really like it's iffy, girl. It's kind of sketchy. This can go either way, but I pulled through it. You know what I mean? But she knew there was no turning back from where this had advanced to. And there's a peace that comes over you. And to know that people are supporting you in a decision that hard, it,
Yeah.
it made a big difference. So I feel
She,
her. I feel her.
yeah, I
Yeah.
remember she wrote that email right before she went in and she just said, thank you.
Yeah.
That's what she said. And yeah, and she's on the other side and thriving. And
Yeah.
Brian's got that fucking hat. I mean, that's, that's all I gotta say. Brian in that hat. And he had this shit-eating
Oh,
grin on his face. You know how
right.
Brian was.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's so
Oh,
funny. When Mary saw him in her vision, that's what he was doing. He
oh,
was peeking his head out and he was just smiling. And then he turned
oh,
into light and start flashing around. And then I was there too. And we were kind of doing the same thing. She's like, but yeah, he doesn't say a whole lot. I'm like, no, to me neither. He's just smiling and laughing and
yeah.
exploding into a billion pieces and then laughing in a billion different directions. It's
Oh,
very beautiful. And I love how the cohesion with the similarities that we're all perceiving, it's all very similar, and that again is confirmation. He's always watching over us, and
yeah,
when we know that, we get those little glimpses of his light, and it's
yeah,
so wonderful.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Carla,
Yeah.
I tell you, wow, it just again, that was of the whole visit. It wasn't death itself. I mean, seeing my mom, which I didn't expect, but just to see Carla there, and it was just really odd. It was like, why is she here? You
Remember
know,
I told you, Wayne, did they say don't ever store your treasures upon the earth? You want to store your treasures in heaven? You got to see one little drop of your treasure box with Carla. That's
mm,
what that was. One little drop of your treasure
she
box,
was
my friend.
happy.
Wait till you see how
Yeah,
big your treasure box is filled.
she was happy. I mean, I distinctly knew it. She had this beautiful, beautiful smile. And
Yeah.
she sent me a number of pictures before, she made that journey, and there was that profound sadness that permeated her existence here. And I still marvel that she, you know, found this channel. But anyway, but I just got to tell you, it's the most beautiful expression. It, Yeah, it was exquisite joy is what I really
Yes.
sensed from her. It was just this exquisite joy.
Joy that you cannot even contain.
No,
It's so
no,
big.
it's
Yes,
just
yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah.
yes, yes. Oh,
So
I love it.
apologize for the emotional aspect, but it was very emotional. I mean,
Wayne,
yeah,
everybody that truly has near death experiences and OBEs like that, every single one of them are completely consumed by the emotional gravity of this. So
yeah,
don't apologize, man. Embrace it and anchor that frequency in your body as hard as you can. Because, man, that is your key. That is your architect's compass, is that frequency. It is your greatest tool. So sharpen it, embrace it, and let all those emotions just wow, do their process.
I saw my two daughters. They
Wow.
had miscarried, you know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Oh, wow, Wayne. Isn't that amazing? You're going to get to meet your family when you go that you don't even know. Oh, wow. And you gave them life, even though they didn't get their body. Do you see? You still
No,
gave them
no,
life.
it didn't. Yeah,
You gave them life.
it was
Oh,
very interesting. That's all I gotta say.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm so sad you got so sick, my friend, but I really am excited for your new awareness
Well,
and the power of these
I could see
emotions.
why they don't allow us to go there, because
Yeah. Yeah.
it jacks with you. I mean,
Well,
it
you
really
almost want to
does.
just leave.
At
It
times you
makes you,
just feel like, yeah, I mean,
well, I'd rather be
yeah.
there.
It's like, why the hell do I want to be here?
But,
But
you know,
yeah, yeah,
Wayne,
it's emotional.
I think that's why they won't let a lot of people see.
I think
You
you're
have to
right.
be a very strong consciousness to be able to see that and to still anchor your body into this reality and finish your damn contract. So,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
you are absolutely spot on with that. I think it's a precious gift and you only can get it when you've gotten to a certain level of awareness where you can handle it. So, good job,
Yeah, I
my
mean, when you
friend.
got the
Good
specter of
job.
death putting his shoulder on you, your hand, his hand on your, I don't know if it's male or female, to be honest with you, because I couldn't see beyond the
I
robe. I
think it's
mean,
everything.
I think it is,
I do
but
too.
but the thing about it is, and I'm trying to recall because I remember seeing my feet. It's like but this hand that was on me, yeah, it was like, okay. Anyway,
It's
what a
amazing.
show. Excuse me, folks.
Yes. I am so
Um,
grateful that you didn't cross the bridge. I don't know what I would do without you. It would really rock my physical world. I probably would spend a lot of time with you there and not before I came back after my meltdown. So I'm so glad you stayed, Wayne. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you
well,
for
thank you
staying.
for your love and the healing, girl. All of y'all.
Oh, we love you. We
My
love you.
wife
We
said,
need you.
she said that was that close. And then when she says, if you leave me before I go, I'm going to come and kick your ass. So I said, okay.
Yay!
I take that. I do believe that to be true. So, anyway, and folks, it's just encouragement to all of us. I mean, if you've never been there, give it time.
Yes,
We all get there one way or the other, but
absolutely.
I
But
think you're
Wayne,
right,
like
though.
I said, I really don't think you're allowed to see that
Yeah.
unless that they have a knowing in your soul that you won't come here and just leave.
Yeah, and that's the thing about all of us. All of you have this role you have to finish. And I
Yeah.
know so many of you have,
Yeah.
I know it seems at times that you're really alone, but you're not. There's a connection here between this group and each of you have this, there is, I don't know if you want to call it a reward, but it's there and it's
It's
quite,
in you.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
something that you create and you experience, and now it's yours because you did it.
yeah,
You did it. Nobody else
yeah.
could do it, only you. You did it. And now you carry all this new frequency and vibration, experience, compassion, struggle, pain, grief, love, passion, fire, all of it. You are the architect. You are arcing
That's what makes
new
good spirit
technology.
guides. I'm just telling you, is like you said, because each of us will have our own apprentices. So, these that we'll have to, I get it because spirit guides, they see it all, and you have to. It can be
Oh,
very hard, very painful. What's that, sweetie?
they just showed me. That's why we're on the public forum. Because
Mm,
when we are guides, they're going to recognize us from this reality and feel safe with knowing who we are in the physical. It's weird what they just showed me. I was shown a million TV screens, and when people are when we're their spirit guides, somehow their consciousness remembers through the videos of the faces. So we'll use these characters so they'll know who we are. Very strange what they just showed me.
Very
Really very
interesting.
quantum too, very multi, like he was going in a million different directions with millions of TV screens. It was very odd. Wow. Whoa.
Well,
Whoa.
welcome back, folks. It's awfully good to be with everyone. Trina, I can't think of a better, you know, getting back into the purpose, being with you. And, Jenny, we miss you, but
Yeah.
yeah, hey, Deidre, I rarely get to watch live on vacation this week. And Deirdre
Oh,
says you are 100% right, Trina. There
oh,
you
thank
go.
you. Much love.
Yeah.
Enjoy your vacation.
Absolutely. The doctor says quantum TV is nice, isn't it though? I mean, there's more
Yeah.
truth in than what I think that's exactly it. I mean,
Oh, it was amazing what they showed me. It was really hard
hey,
to put into
Bernadette.
words. I was like, how can I even say what I just saw? That was fast. It was a flash, but it was very, and it was an interesting way. And they keep saying Bonnie said architect, meaning you. Now you're going to be connecting this light from the unseen to the seen, and you're going to be coming up with some very powerful ideas. You will be an architect in this. You're going to manifest new light in this reality. Wayne, they're telling me that's the whole reason you went through this because you're building the realm bridger now. You're going to bridge the realms, and you're strong enough to not leave.
Are you kidding? I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. Hey, Ruby, there's so many of. Well, Trina, we'll pick up on this. This is profound. I'm going to have to go back and re-listen to it. But
Wayne, it is
yeah,
profound. What you experienced is such a gift and such a profound, life changing thing. You really want to explore this, and it will unpack for months.
I
You
got that
will keep
sense.
getting
Yeah.
more and more and more. So every time you get a new remembering, write it down because this is going to be the biggest part of your story is how to connect the realms, how I became the realm built bridger and the master
Mm.
architect of my own consciousness.
Wow. I got to write that down because it just starts
It's what
something.
they've been like the whole time. He is the realm bridger and the master architect. He is coming now. They're showing me you are going to unpack some of your wisdom you didn't even know. Wow, it's going to be beautiful. Thank you for the gifts you're going to give us all. I greatly anticipate
Jeez.
them.
It's the virus that just keeps on giving.
Right?
That's all I got to say.
Yes, yes. And what do those
Oh,
do? Those unlock new potentials in the DNA and the cells. So, yeah,
yeah.
bring it, baby.
Well, hello, Lilith. How are you? Good to see you, my dear. Well, I just want to say thank all of you personally. I've missed y'all. I know y'all have
Mm, so
missed
much.
in kind, and Trina, I've
Mm,
missed not having a chance to get with you once a week. It's like good therapy.
me
And,
too.
it's like Shirley
Me too.
says, bridge means not through the water. It's true. There's no water here. This is
You're
yeah, that's a
breaking out of the membrane.
yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Oh, well, Steve says when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
This is true. This
yeah.
is true. Yeah.
Well, love all of y'all. Gonna
I
speak
love you
favor over
too.
you. Love you, Trina, and
Mm.
we'll continue this journey, this mission. And Off the Hook says we really do need each other. We really do. I mean,
Oh, I need
yeah.
you guys. I've been saying it for years. My life got whole and it felt better. The more of you I meet, the more you make me feel like I really do belong here. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, you can't even tell you
You
how
do
much
belong
gratitude.
here. You're one of the matriarchs. I mean, that's
I
just the
felt
way it
so
is.
alone, so
Yeah.
alone for so
Yeah.
long. So
Well,
thank you. Oh,
thank you. All right,
it's
everybody.
mutual. Mhm.
I'll go and, put the tears, you save
Oh,
those
I
tears.
will too. I'll ride that wave with you, friend. We
Because
can
it's
do
a
it.
good wave. That it is. It's a
Yeah.
great one. All right,
Mm.
everybody. We love you. I'll see y'all
Love
tomorrow
you all.
and we'll continue. We'll continue to meet,
Yeah.
continue to greet, continue to uphold and build one another. So thank you all. Much love to you.
Mm,
And Trina, look forward to seeing you next Tuesday.
me too.
All right.